Good evening. I'm Harry Keeling, and on behalf of Alaska Public Media and the Alaskan Aviation Safety Foundation, welcome to Hangar Flying. If you tuned in last time, we had Toni Breese on. Toni is a very well-respected and well-spoken A&P mechanic, and currently with Pen Air. We talked a lot about how she got started in aviation and how she got started as a mechanic, and she had some really good words to say for the women out there who might like to follow in her footsteps. And I hope you had a chance to tune in. And if not, you can catch it on our website. Tonight we're going to talk about another job she feels very passionately about, and that is as the care coordinator for Pen Air. Toni, welcome back.
Thank you.
So what is CARE?
CARE, Compassionate Assistance Relief Effort. That's what the acronym stands for. In the event of aviation disaster with the operator, we get activated to help with families, survivors, and helping the families of victims as well.
What an important job.
It is.
Were you trained?
Yes.
Talk about that.
I've had a lot of training through the NTSB, National Transportation Safety Board, and through other 121 operators and within Pen Air as well.
And is this a requirement by the NTSB or
Yes.
FAA or what?
NTSB. And it was the Family Assistance Act was signed in 1996 by Bill Clinton after several accidents had taken place and the families weren't taken care of well at all.
Oh. So how many people on your team?
Right now we're running at about 10%, constantly growing, and so we have a little bit over 50 members.
Wow. And are there recurring training or exercise
Yes.
requirements?
Annually we do recurrent training with every single team member, and then we also hold individual training, answer questions, and I go through a lot of extra training as well.
So talk a little bit about that recurrent training. Is that one day or a couple of days? Or?
Sometimes it's about a half day. We're revamping the program right now, but a lot of times what they'll be able to do is they just go on our internal website at work and they take course webs and asking a lot of questions and just giving them refreshers on everything that they learned with their initial training.
So it just sounds so important.
It is.
And you hope you never have to use it,
Never.
of course.
It's the training we want to be prepared for and never have to use.
Right. When in your studies, in the training, are there some good examples they use of companies that have done it right, and obviously probably some that have done it wrong?
Absolutely, both. We use information from both scenarios. We have interviews that have been taped by family members that were treated poorly, things that went wrong before 1996, and also the way that even care team members have been thanked for doing such minor roles that people don't think about in what you need help with when you've had an aviation disaster happen.
One of the things we talked about was, I think you had mentioned that it was a requirement for 121 operators.
Yes.
But there must be some lessons or some ideas to share with maybe even GA or single pilot 135 air taxis.
I
Any
think
thoughts?
so. I do. I think that people need to turn towards the NTSB a little bit to get some more information and what they can do and what groups are out there to help, especially like the American Red Cross. And they can get grief counseling and such like that taught to their employees to help in that situation.
So let's talk about GA for just a moment. If there were a GA accident and there was a family involved, if it's a fatality, obviously the NTSB is going to get involved. Would they traditionally or would they normally advise or counsel the survivors on what training, or not training, but what resources would be available?
I think they would definitely steer them towards the American Red Cross to help with that and give them guidance in the healing process.
Well, thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Like you say, I hope you never have to use it, but it's so important.
It
And,
is.
and for those of us who have been through aviation tragedies, it's whatever can be done to lessen the impact.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being on the show.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed tonight's program and you got to see Toni last time. The care team, I would just ask you to just consider, we're all about trying to prevent aviation accidents, and particularly aviation accidents that involve injuries and death. But you probably ought to think about what would happen, how you would react if you encountered that, even as a GA pilot or the family of a GA pilot. It's very important, and it's best to think about it in advance. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed tonight's program, and until next time, fly safe.